Hello, my name is Cecilia Miller, and today I will be discussing the impact of family dynamics, social networks, and community systems on the well-being and recovery of Myra, the client that's in the case study that we were reading. I will also explain how, as Myra's social worker, I would apply the Nassau ethic, the NASW ethical principles and research-based best practices to support her recovery, and also identifying ways community stakeholders can come together to promote human flourishing. So to start off with, Myra's family support. She has a very complex family history, and it has deeply influenced her current mental health. She grew up with a father who struggled a lot with alcoholism, and he was also emotionally abusive to her. Research shows that chronic childhood stress and exposure to trauma can dysregulate the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis, which is something that coincides with um, heightening anxiety and depression, which ends up working with her the reasons behind mental health. Um, this basically means that Myra's early environment likely shaped how her body and mind respond to stressful situations today. With her mother, though she was hardworking and committed to her faith, Pentecostal faith, she was unemotionally available or was emotionally unavailable to Myra. And the constant inconsistency contributed to Myra's low self-worth and challenges with healthy attachments. Excuse me. At the same time, Myra does report a close but strained relationship with her siblings. This could also indicate that there's like a protective factor in it. And if they were able to strengthen those relationships in a safe and healthy way, this could provide Myra with an emotional grounding and reduce the isolation that she feels. Um, And though her family has a cultural distrust of outside influences like therapy, this may make Myra feel conflicted or ashamed about seeking therapy or different types of help outside of the her family dynamic. Um, and then if she's trying to hide anything, this could increase stress and cause her to go backwards instead of it being helpful. So with Myra's social support network, she was with her coworkers in the office. They had a very meaningful support system. And they helped encourage her to get things that she needed, like her GED, going out to lunch and different social events and stuff like that, and that kinda helped with emotional regulation. But due to a lot of her friends now working remotely, the friendships and relationships have switched over to, it just being virtual, which can make her contribute to her loneliness that she has because she doesn't have that one-on-one connection, it's, like, through a screen. And she could feel that they're kind of like leaving her behind because they're advancing in their careers and different things, and she feels like she isn't, which again can heighten her anxiety and depression. um and because this heightens like her need for social media, this could also be mess with the negative self comparisons to her self-worth through just watching things and looking at social media. And then going on to community support, Myra's rural environment presents both barriers and potential resources. Rural settings often have limited access to mental health care, which research has identified that as a serious public health issue. So this basically means that Myra's access to therapy, specialty care, nutritional support, or any stuff like that may be, constricted or constrained. Her environment also includes an abundance of fast food restaurants and liquor stores, which could equate to like obesity, unhealthy coping mechanisms. Um, and then, in contrast to that, commercial grocery stores and her local gym offer protective factors if she can overcome those financial barriers. And then with Myra's Pentecostal community, that could help her have spiritual grounding and, help her work things through with her faith. And she has like a sense of belonging with her Pentecostal community. And that just basically can help with fostering her resilience, hope, and social support. But this can also create tension in her due to how her family believes, her family culture interprets therapy as a weakness or lack of faith. So if she seeks that in that direction, it could cause tension with that. And then community agencies such as education programs, telehealth initiatives, and also they got outreach programs that could be helpful, um, which basically could help with her, get the GED, access counseling, and also making sure that she contains her physical wellness all around. And then how I would advocate for Myra's well-being by using the NSAW Code of Ethics. So I would heavily lean on the NSAW ethical principles, which include the dignity and worth of a person. So I would use a strength-based perspective honoring Myra's resilience, her job, her pursuit of her GED, also her commitment to therapy and wanting to join a gym. And then importance of human relationships would help Myra rebuild healthy relationship connections with her siblings and then also re-engage with her coworkers since she had a feeling of safety with them. Competence and evidence-based practices. Um, for example, mindfulness-based therapy is shown to reduce anxiety and depression, um, while mindfulness-based stress reduction supports emotional regulation and strength-based stressed individuals, as well as integrating the MBSR with CBT can help Myra challenge negative self-beliefs and develop new coping mechanisms that are on the healthier side. Social justice and advocacy, I would advocate at both the individual and community level. So connecting Myra to telehealth services, helping find assistance for, healthier foods, ensuring she gets culturally sensitive counseling, and as well as stuff to help with her GED services. And then three ways community stakeholders can work together to support clients. So you have healthcare clinics, local mental health agencies, and churches. This would help individuals have quick access to therapy, again, food support, GED programs, and community community resources without stigma or delay. Then you have like the community coalitions that can advocate for healthier food access in rural areas instead of people just going to the fast food places. So this basically like creating more grocery stores, mobile food pantries, or providing that fresh produce markets. Another one would be educational institutions and employers can collaborate to support adult learners. So, offering flexible schedules, tutoring partnerships, as well as sponsorships that reduce barriers and increases academic success. And this type of collaboration can promote Myra to flourish where she needs to. And then just wrapping it all up, Myra's recovery depends on multiple layers of support, which include her family dynamics, her social environment, as well as her rural community that she lives in. So, by applying the NSAW Code of Ethics, using the evidence based interventions, and also having the collaboration with the among community and social workers, can basically help Myra build up her resilience, also reconnect with meaningful relationships and respark the relationship, for example, for her coworkers, and then also ends up working towards emotional and psychological well being.